Hi guys, long time no see. Today, to disappoint my viewers, today I'm not planning to talk about LDH, Thailand, Russian escorts, and all the subjects that you love me to talk about. I'm actually going to talk about something that I'm passionate. Often content is designed and filmed and produced for engagement, so on and so on. And often I have to talk in order to grow the channel and attract a new audience. Sometimes you got to talk about the subjects that you're not particularly keen to talk about because your audience wants it. But anyway, today, this is my mind, by the way. That was a moan. See how soft I am when I'm moaning. Today, I want to talk about health, about fitness, about health, and how to stay healthy and fit after the age of 39. Obviously, I am 39. I will be 40 in 3 months. 3 months, 4 months in April. So the big 40, not worried about it. Don't give a shit, to be honest. Don't have a midlife crisis. I've had it when I was 28, so upwards and onwards in my case. But anyway, I, as you know, I am very health conscious. Sometimes I feel like I've got a bit of a problem thinking about health and worrying about health. Not worrying, but just being very motivated to be healthy, and often let's say when I get asked to go out, I always think, is the person who's asking me out worth my health, or would I rather go to bed at 10 and wake up fresh and without drinking alcohol, having a good night's sleep? And unfortunately, with me, alcohol has a very negative impact on my body. Don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. And some of my friends who can drink a lot, I sort of envy them because they wake up the next morning and they carry on as normal. Whereas in my case, I feel like suicidal. And I'm talking when I drink a lot. Of course, 1, 2 glasses of wine is absolutely fine. But when it comes to, like English people drink or Russian people drink, when you go out and you start at 6 and you finish at 5 a.m. For me, when that happens, if it does happen, it takes me months to recover. And I feel it has a negative impact, like in all areas of my life. Professionally, fitness, skin, figure. So, so I think when it comes to my health, I think one thing that I will share with you or that I recommend is really to minimize the alcohol intake, because often people don't see the effect that it has on them because they are a regular drinker. So it kind of stays in their blood and you don't really see the difference because you just feel like that is the norm. But for someone like me who, for example, don't drink for 3 weeks at all, or will have 1 glass of wine in 2 months, I could really feel what a toxic it is. And, when you feel like you sleep, when you have an alcohol, you don't actually sleep. It's a really toxic, like your body doesn't rest. And the list goes on. I'm not going to preach you about the alcohol, but one thing I recommend start with is to limit the alcohol intake. I know festive seasons are coming up, and you just gotta go for just maybe a little bit of a control. 1 or 2 glasses of wine is okay, but when it's 10, and then you wake up the next morning and you have some more, and so I think alcohol is first. Second is a physical activity. I think often people set themselves such a high expectation that, I have to go to the gym and I have to lift and I do this, and they don't tailor the workout that suits them. I'll give you an example. As you know, and if you followed my channel for a while, only 3 years ago, I was doing CrossFit, running with a tire, running up and down the hill, doing burpees like a Spider Woman. Literally, I was doing burpees so fast that I was like a CrossFit champion. And lifting super heavy. Of course, I fucked up my health, my woman's health, big time because I dropped too much body fat and so on and so on. But now, if you are, let's say, my personal trainer, you tell me, oh, you have to go to the gym and do. I don't feel like going to the gym right now. However, what I tried to do is to find a physical activity that I do like. For example, dancing. I know you've had enough of watching me dancing because I post so many videos. Not because I want you to see it, it's because it's the only content I have right now, because that's the only time that I really film myself. The rest of the content that I do is for my Russian Instagram, so I always speak Russian there. There's no point me posting this on this YouTube channel where you guys don't speak Russian. And by the way, if you do speak Russian watching this video, then move to my Russian Instagram account. It's called 𝐜𝐭. I'm going to type it in the chat box. Kica is my surname, and then club, all one word. Here we are. Oh, hey, Victor, you're so natural. You dress so well. You really take care of yourself. Oh, thank you. Some of my haters may disagree with you. But I'm glad. Like every woman, so I do appreciate it. Thank you. And whoever guys joined, I can see there's more people in this live now. Yeah, I'm talking about health, but you can ask me any questions that you want, ideally health related or fitness related, sort of well-being related, because that's the subject of this live. So I'd like to keep it, if it's possible, to this subject. Yeah, sorry, I'm going to drink tea. Love my tea. Yeah, so talking about physical activity, don't do what others do. Do what you like. If you like boxing, do boxing. If you don't like any of this, then go for more walks. Now, when I miss workout and I'm not able to train, the next day I plan my activities, and instead of taking a public transport or driving, I would walk there. I will know, okay, it takes me 1 hour to walk there and then 1 hour back. Great. So in these 2 hours, I will for sure hit the 10,000 steps, job done, saved on petrol, saved the environment, and of course, kept myself fit. So that's what I try to do. So don't people fail when they set themselves a very high expectations that, oh, I've got to do this and I've got to be in the gym 24/7. I don't actually find big guys, like bulky guys, attractive. For me, it's about, just not being overweight, but you don't have to be a bodybuilder, So that's it, really. I think some of the runners got really good figures. So if you like the running for sure, then you don't need to go to the gym. You can run outside. Even here in Latvia, right now we have winter, but there are days when there's no snow and pavements are clean and clear, so you can go out for a run. So yeah, so my advice is don't set yourself a very high expectations. Just 1 hour walking a day cumulatively can make a massive difference. Or another example that I gave you in May this year, so we are in December now. I forget what month it is or what year it is. I live in a la land, that's why. So I decided that I wanted to have a routine. I'm very disciplined anyway, but I wanted to be even more disciplined, and I decided to create a workout, a home workout, where I would wake up and do every morning. So, and I'm not going to lie, first 2 or 3 months, I really had to have a chat with myself. So I would wake up and I would find every single excuse not to do that home workout, even though it was 20 minutes. And by the way, start small. Doing a workout for 20 minutes a day, every single day, is much better than going to the gym 3 times a week and absolutely killing yourself for 3 hours. And the home workout you can implement anywhere. Yeah, like I went to UK and stayed at my friend's house. All I needed is a bit of floor. I didn't have any equipment. I don't have any equipment. Oh yeah, and my phone for music. That's it, or laptop. So there are so many workouts online. What I did, I watched a couple of YouTube videos just to give me sort of ideas. Of course, I want to have a nice ass, nice legs, flat tummy, kind of the arms nice and slim. So I thought, okay, I need to include these exercises. And then, I created a playlist. And now every morning I wake up, my mom, she laughs. She's like, oh, I know when you are training, because I keep my door shut quite often, not to disturb her and for her not to disturb me. I respect everyone's privacy. And when I'm at home, I prefer just to be quiet. Like I don't really talk. You'd be surprised because you probably think, oh, she never shuts up. Completely opposite. Like completely opposite. I'm very quiet. I'm outspoken when I get asked a question or if I need to express an opinion, and I've got an opinion about pretty much everything. But when I don't get asked, I don't feel the gaps. I don't feel the need to talk. Like some people, my mom is a great example. She just likes to talk for the sake of talking, even if it's talking about, oh, is it white or black? I don't like these sort of conversation. I like conversations with purpose, where I either learn or I teach, or do you understand what I mean? Not just like blah, blah, blah. Even now, we just had lunch. We went to a restaurant with my girlfriends and we talked about skin for 2 hours that we were at the restaurant. We talked about pigmentation, rosacea, how to deal with it, what creams to use. Of course, it's quite difficult for me to manage this because I'm very unlucky. A lot of people, when they go to Thailand, they become healthier. I'm opposite. I become ill. Because my skin goes bad and my hair gets disgusting. I just don't look nice when I'm there, in my opinion, in terms of if you look at details. The climate this side of Europe, it suits me much more. And so for me, it's very difficult to have a skin routine because a lot of creams which help with pigmentation and skin concerns, you can't use it in tropical countries because of the sun exposure. And regardless of SPF 50, 100, it's not recommended. You could do more damage. So so we're talking about that. It's girly lunch, and you guys think that we women just talk shit all day long. But this is an example where we spoke about health and how to be better. So where was I? I don't talk about skin now, but in terms of fitness and my morning routine. So now every morning, apart from, today I worked out as well. I think tomorrow I'm not going to work out because I have a call very early in the morning. Every morning I try to do this routine, 20 minutes, 6 songs on my playlist, each song dedicated to a sort of body matter, like a muscle group, doing push-ups or press-ups or squats, things like that. And I've got a home gym now as well as this equipment that I received as a gift from a company, and I really, really like it. You've probably seen some reels on my channel where I show how to use it, if you've seen or not. I'm sure you can have a look at it. So that's my recommendation number 2. Start small, be consistent. It doesn't have to be anything, you've got to lift 90 kg. No. that's when people fail, when they sort of think, well, I need to be up here. Yeah, because it's very hard to sustain. And of course, like, I travel a lot and I stay at people's houses. Sometimes gyms are not there, not available, equipment is not available, space is not available. So I always try to find what suits kind of my lifestyle, which kind of makes me to move on to minerals and vitamins and stuff like that. Let me see actually questions here. Nice boy, how to stay mentally healthy? Oh, yeah, that's the toughest one, eh? For me, talking about mental health, you've got to have the right people around you, because I think some people will make your mental health suffer even more. Someone who understands it, of course, is doing what you like and feel passionate about. Often people have mental health issues because they're not where they're meant to be, or they're not doing what they're meant to be doing, or they are in relationships that are not for them either. So, of course, a lot of it also comes down to personal development. You know, at the age of 28, I suffered. I don't know actually if I've ever spoken about this with you guys, but at the age of 28, I suffered with absolutely crazy meltdown. Like, I thought I've lost the plot. I'm not even joking. Yeah, it was that bad where actually I thought that I was dying, but because at that point I didn't know anything about mental health or how your brain can play tricks with you, where your brain can make you believe something that is not actually a reality, you know. Of course, I was in UK at that point, and thank God I was in UK, because in Latvia it's only now people it's acceptable to talk about mental health. In the past, people would think that you're a psychopath and they would avoid you. Now people are more broad, they broaden their knowledge. And I'm talking about Latvia. So I'm glad when it all happened to me, I was in UK, because when I went to the doctor and I said, I can't stop crying. I said, I'm not a crier. Like, I never cry. I can't stop crying. I can't walk. I don't want to wash my hair. I don't want to work. I can't do my job anymore. I feel like a failure. And what triggered it? I mean, it's a long story. I'm not going to bore you with it. But what triggered it? It was my career. I feel like the diagnosis that I had, it was to do with perfectionism, believe it or not. So in my head, I had such high standards that if I felt like I cannot achieve those standards that I've set myself in my head, I would give up, or I would feel like a failure. And my mediocre standards was higher than anyone else. So anyway, so this is where it all came to surface. Of course, it all comes from childhood and your upbringing. And I think my dad, growing up, was tough on me in terms of education, being the best one, being number one, blah, 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 blah. And then you kind of then live with that, and you feel like, oh, if you're not a number one and you're number two, then that's not good enough. Whereas it is good enough because you are number two, you're in the top 10 or whatever. So, yeah, I mean, it's also beneficial in terms of drive, because you constantly drive yourself. A lot of people, when they reach out to me, and they're like, oh, can you motivate me? I want to be as motivated as you are. I'm opposite. I need someone to calm me down and say, right, you don't need that. Like, relax. And of course, the older you get, the better you become, because you know who you are, you know how to manage yourself, you're more in touch with, I mean, I'm talking about myself, some people, they in their 60s, they still don't know who they are and what they want. And, with me, I do know what gives me energy, what drains me, my energy, what gives me happiness, what doesn't give me happiness, what are my values, so on and so on. And of course, I try to stick to that. Yeah, so mental health, it's about development, it's about learning about things, because they say that knowledge is the power. So the more you know about things, the better you can control them and manage them. So learning about perfectionism, in my case, was fundamental in order for me to manage it, because then I understood, why am I being triggered here? Or why I feel like a failure here? I haven't failed. Yes, okay, I wasn't number one, but why do I feel like that? So, so I don't know if I answered the question or I did not answer the question. Hi, how are you? I'm very well. Hi, Alan. Hi. Natalia, what time is it going to Thailand and Phuket? So I'm planning, I haven't booked the tickets yet. I'm hoping that they're going to be cheaper after New Year, because right now a single is like 700. Just for one-way ticket, 700. In Latvia, people have to work for 1 month to earn the 700. So I would like to wait in the hope that the tickets will come down in price to about 400. And then I will book the ticket and I will go. I am thinking, because I told you guys I got approved for DTV visa, which I'm very happy about. So I have 5 years now. No more border runs, no more visa runs, no more this bullshit that I was doing for the past God knows how many years. Now I can come to Phuket, stay 180 days and leave for a day and then come back again. So my microphone is bad. Oh, don't tell me this. Why is my microphone bad? Is it really bad? I'm just thinking, what? Do you know what I think it is? Is it to do? Do you know what? Guys, you're not going to believe it.